So we're here today with Graham from Ebor Mortgages, who's going to talk to us a little bit about offset mortgages specifically, mainly because of the interest rate environment that we've seen, the increase over the past 6 to 12 months. So first of all, welcome. Thanks for coming along.
Thank you.
And so what is an offset mortgage?
Yeah, so an offset mortgage basically is a mortgage that has a linked savings account to it, commonly known as a flexible mortgage, but not to be mixed in with things like current account mortgages or one account mortgages, so they're very different.
That's really interesting, that. And could you just tell us a little bit more about an offset mortgage?
Yeah, so an offset mortgage, when you set up a mortgage account or an offset mortgage, you can have the main mortgage account and then you'll have a savings account that is linked to this. You can then have a certain amount in that offset account. So say if you have a mortgage of £200,000 and someone had savings of £50,000, they can deposit that £50,000 into the offset savings account, and that offsets the interest on that amount, on that £50,000 amount. So actually you're only paying the interest rate on the mortgage for the £150,000 that you've got on the mortgage. Okay. The good thing about it as well is that you can, with the majority of lenders, put that money in when you want, and there's no sort of limit to putting the amount of money that you want in, and withdraw the money when you want. So it gives you a flexible option, really. So if you want instant access to your money, where you can withdraw, deposit, but also it's working for you, your money is working for you at the same time, through offsetting the interest and reducing the overall amount of interest you're paying, then an offset may be a good choice. But you know, it'll be looking at everyone's individual circumstances to see if it's right for them.
Excellent. So, that's really, really interesting to hear, about offset mortgages and how they work. So, what are the pros and cons with them?
Yeah, so the pros are, with interest rates increasing to the amount that they've increased, they are at sort of the highest levels now for around 14 years. So, offset mortgages have probably not been as common as they were a while back. So now interest rates are increasing. If you've got lots of cash savings and they're not working for you, you're not getting a very good return on them, depending on what interest rate you are paying on your mortgage, it could be an idea or maybe beneficial to offset that against your mortgage interest that you're paying. So certainly if you've got cash that's sat around but you may want access to and you don't want to tie up, that is one option. Also there may be tax benefits to offsetting it against the mortgage balance, and also just the advantage of being able to withdraw that money and deposit that money and give you that bit of flexibility. Disadvantages are usually mortgage offset products are slightly higher interest rate wise than standard products. So it is always important to think, would I be better using that extra savings to put down as more of a deposit as opposed to keeping it back and offsetting it against the mortgage? Also, it's an idea to check the policy of each product, of each offset product, just to check that it does give you that flexibility that you need as well. So yeah, it's really important to speak to a professional mortgage broker to know, does it fit your needs, does it fit your priorities?
Yeah, that's brilliant, thank you. With interest rates increasing over the past sort of 6 to 12 months, I can imagine you've seen an influx of clients wanting these sort of offset mortgages, especially when we don't really anticipate, interest rate, Bank of England interest rates specifically going down at any point in the near future anyway. So is that the case?
Yeah, definitely. We've definitely seen an uptick in people inquiring about offset mortgages. I think the importance for us is sitting down with that client and ensuring that they know everything about what an offset mortgage can provide them.
Yeah, that's brilliant. So what sort of clients have you been seeing over the past sort of few months?
Yeah, so naturally the ones that have a good cash reserve, that don't want to tie it up, so don't want to look at sort of fixed rate bonds, fixed savings accounts, people that want access to that money. So you may have people, buy-to-let landlords, that want to look at having disposable money there that's easily accessible to put down as deposits, or if they need to do home improvements to buy-to-let portfolios. Another example is a client that was looking at doing a remortgage on their main residence, and they're looking at doing considerable home improvements and building an extension. And naturally, when you build an extension, you will have to do the drawings, architects round, you'll have to wait for the supply issues, if there are any, that'll add a bit of time. You'll then have the build stage, which could in total take around 12 months. And if you think on standard products, you will raise that finance and release all that money in one go. So say if you raise an extra 100,000, you'd have that 100,000 sat there, and potentially you may not be paying out for 12 months for the work that's being done. Whereas if you have an offset facility, it may be possible to actually put that money back in the offset and withdraw it as and when you need it. However, going back to the pros and cons, you may pay a little bit higher interest rate on the offset product. So it is always important to sort of offset and balance the costs on that one.
Brilliant. Well, appreciate you coming in and talk to us. Thanks again.
Absolutely, thank you.
Cheers.